That's why. Ha 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 ha. Here on chat. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. What the fuck? Well, that's weird. Yeah, that worked. There we go. Okay. Okay. Shall we try that again? Is that better for all my friends, everybody out there? Am I still muted, Stanley? Let me know. Okay. Let's try that again. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back to the channel. It has been a little while since we've been gone. Uh, I have been out in the muggle world doing muggle things and not able to get to any real devices that are adequate for, what I expect, what I expect out of myself. So, needless to say, we're back. I'm going to try to get in here as much as I can. I know Daredevil is either almost over or people are talking about it. I'm not really watching, so I'm here on the night I can be here. We'll see who else shows up. I set the invite out to a bunch, but we're here to talk about some Acolyte. As you guys know, I am very, very much a fan of the show, and I am yearning for more. I think it's important that we as the community, when we hear news, and we should be speaking about it as much as possible. And so here we go. So I have been away for a few, the last month or so. I've been out working, doing real things. And so earning money for the channel and all that kind of stuff. So I've been away for a while doing fun stuff. If you guys want to know, hop in the Discord, ask away. I'll show you some pictures of what's going on. But yeah, so I'm back, hoping to be able to do more, maybe some more gaming with the guys. I know everybody, like I said, there's probably people working on Daredevil. There's other stuff going on, but I'm here. It's Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday. And we're going to talk a little Acolyte. So, the big hooply ha today, and let's, let's just get into it. I'm not sure who else is showing up, so I really don't care. Yeah, I get it. All right, where are you? Is it here? No, where were you? Is it back? Is probably. Nope, that's not it. Nope, nope. I think this might be it. Yes, this is it. Okay. So we come across this. I'm going to switch my side. Thank you. Okay. So we come across this Parrot Analytics. Now, apparently, this is a United States entertainment analytics company. And what this company does is they watch not only the premiere of these shows, but they also check out streaming hours based on viewership and all that kind of stuff on all of the apps and everywhere that these shows are that these shows are on. So, with that being said, we dive into this analytics company. If you want to look up the show of your choice, you can try searching here, and it will look up the show that you're interested in talking about, and then it'll give you some analytics. It'll show you what's really going on from this third party perspective. This isn't a news organization. This isn't a studio with their analytics. This is a third party analytics company that's just going in to check out shows and movies and such. So it gives us the description. The Acolyte, an original network Disney Plus. They classify it as a drama, and it's a digital only release. The Star Wars series that takes viewers into a galaxy of shadowy secrets, emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. And then it gives us a little bit about how well this TV series is doing in the United States in the last 30 days. Now, these companies have their own point of view, and they are just supposed to be strictly on the data. So, Parrot Analytics has found that the audience demand for the Acolyte is 20.4 times the demand of the average TV series in the United States in the last 30 days. 2.7% of all shows in this market have this level of demand. So, what this is telling us here is that the Acolyte in its in its demand for the audience's demand for the Acolyte is in the outstanding 2.7% of all shows that this company, or possibly all shows, I don't really know. We're going to read more into it, but that is a really interesting statistic, right? So if this show is so hated, if this show did so poorly, then why is it at the top 2.7% of all shows in the last 30 days when the show aired last year? So why are people watching The Acolyte more now? And what does this tell Disney and Lucasfilm about what they should be looking into for the future of this project, right? Of this specific piece of content, right? So for me, I find it to be very fascinating that months and months and months after this show is out, after all the criticism and all the stuff that's going on with it, that in this last 30 days, so let's say February 25th to March 26th, let's call it, in those days, The Acolyte has been more sought after by audiences than 97% of television shows on the market. That's a pretty large statement. I mean, if you're at the top 3% of anything, months after all of the, hate videos and articles and tweets and feet in mouth and all of the drama, after all of that, months later, the viewership for The Acolyte, I'll put this up for the new folks. The viewership for The Acolyte, I wish I could make it bigger. Can I remove myself without the video? Anyway, can I do that? Oh, there we go. Okay, so we'll read this again. Parrot Analytics has found that the audience demand for The Acolyte is 20.4 times the demand of the average TV series in the United States in the last 30 days. 2.7% of all shows in this market have this level of demand. So, I'm hearing a lot of positive here. I'm hearing a lot of positive. I'm seeing a lot of positive. And does this mean that maybe we are going to have a research? Shit, I'm going to go back and watch it now to give it more, right? Yeah. The Wokes called the Witches Gathering and told their friends to watch The Acolyte, give views up. Sure. All the, wokeism aside, the show is really good. And aside from my own personal critiques at the, what would we call it? My personal critiques on the witches, on some of the, things I didn't like, the wire work, specific actors, so on and so forth. I thought it was a really good show considering all the pitfalls, right? And there were some. 20 times for a month doesn't mean it's been at that level since the relief. True, but why is it so high now? Right? Of course, everything has potential to be better from everybody's point of view. Right? But why is it so high right now is the question. Why is it so hot now in the new year, 3 months into the new year? Why is it so hot now is the question. And that's, we're going to read more into this article. But why? Right? Yeah, I mean, I'm watching it. I enjoyed the show. I thought it was really well done. I thought there was some really great stuff in there. There was some stuff that it could have done without. Uh, but everybody's going to have their own critiques because they're not making it on their dime. So, you know, everybody's free and entitled to have their opinion, but until your dime is on the line, and until it's your story you're creating, I mean, we can all critique all you want. So let's dive into more of this article and unlock, find out what the data says, right? So Parrot Analytics Insights, February 2025. So this was last month. So then this was actually January to February. So the beginning of the year. Let's talk about it. In the rapidly evolving landscape of television production and distribution, leveraging demand data can provide invaluable insight for content creators and distributors. The case of The Acolyte, a mystery thriller set in the twilight of the High Republic, exemplifies how both demand and content valuation can inform strategic decisions. With an impressive demand that is 20.8 times the average show in the United States over the last 30 days, The Acolyte stands as a compelling candidate for further investigation and development. Okay, that's an interesting statement to run on. Okay, let's see what Stanley's is saying before we continue. Perhaps people have extra cash now for Disney Plus resubscriptions since Christmas and New Year's expenses have passed. I mean, the cost of eggs are still like $150 a dozen. So I don't know. I really don't know the answer to that question. All I know is that for some reason, The Acolyte has seen a bump right now. So let's get further into it. And let me see. What can I do? We're going to have to figure that out. Okay. So let's get more into this. Understanding audience demand dynamics. Okay. By analyzing the demand metric for The Acolyte, stakeholders can make informed decisions about its future content strategies or acquisition plans. While the show has recently seen a slight decrease in demand from its previous high of 20.6 times higher average over the last 90 days, it remains exceptionally rated within the drama genre at the 99.3 percentile. This indicates a high loyalty and engagement level from a dedicated audience, which should affect acquisition and programming decisions. Well, what does that mean? Right? That means that more people are watching now than when it premiered. Now, why is that? Could that be because we are in this space of people not talking about it, people not streaming negative things about it, Twitter not exploding about Amanda saying this or whatever, whoever's saying that? You know what I mean? Like maybe, just maybe, the lack of conversation is giving people an opportunity to look at it without judgment. And then they're seeing that the level of engagement is higher months later, which is interesting because they've pulled shows from Disney Plus. You know, the Mighty Ducks Game Changers, right? Mighty Duck Game Changers. Then we had the Basketball Hotshot show with John Stamos. Then there was another one I can't remember. There were like 3 of them that they pulled. And they invested a lot of money in those shows. And to just pull them from the platform altogether seems a bit aggressive unless you have plans for that franchise and you need to. Most people didn't even know these things were going on, right? Because it was during COVID and people couldn't afford shit. So what does that say for where we are now, right? Are people more engaged? I don't think the show is on Hulu now, right? So people paying for Hulu usually have Disney Plus and whatever. But I'm not quite sure why it's getting so much more attention right now. And that's it, just an interesting dynamic. Okay, let's continue in our adventure about unlocking success. So, okay, leveraging parrot analytics for strategic insights. Insights let's see. From insights from 360 Demand empowered creators and distributors to assess not only the current popularity but also the potential longevity for the content. For the Acolyte, the metrics reveal a spike in demand at the end of February 2025, offering a window of opportunity for promotional strategies or content enhancements aimed at capitalizing on this momentum. Content valuations can also guide decisions about the potential revenue contributions from the Acolyte, as a series that exhibits robust audience demand typically correlate with a high return for specific platform. Okay, interesting. Let's see. These guys are saying hi and having a sidebar. Cool. Aggressive Relaxing says Acolyte was awesome in my opinion. Was a reskinned Bane trilogy. Cool, yeah. I would have rather seen a Bane trilogy, sure. Star Wars is a cult. We are all trying to eventually get everything right. I mean, it's hard to get it all right because everybody's got a different point of view, man. And that's if that's not Star Wars and the Force, then I don't know what is, right? I mean, to be honest, it's just who we are, man. I mean, it's baked into our DNA, right? It's just what it is. Uh was this a timing of the release? People were busy at the time. They had time off to watch. Yeah. Again, I really don't know. I also like the show. I think, again, I have my own critiques and my own opinions about this, but ultimately, I believe that fans are a little hard on studios, on showrunners, on actors. I think we as fans in this day and age, we're a little harder on. I mean, can we be harder than we were to Jar Jar and little Annie? I mean, those were pretty harsh times. Also, so I think as fans, I think we're always really harsh to the projects based on how we feel about the portrayal of this, that, or the other. And again, that's our own interpretation. I don't believe anybody is necessarily more right than wrong. But that just there's a different way to look at it all the time. I have the negative things that I think about Lucasfilm, Star Wars, Disney in general, but I don't voice those kind of negativities very often here in this platform because those are for me, right? I don't need to spread my negativity to you. There's already enough of this out there. I try to promote the positivity and look at things from a different point of view. Let's see. Okay, I bet you look at the novel. Star Wars is also sure. I like the books. I like the novels. Could they gone a different direction? Cool, but they didn't, and that's unfortunate. Um, but they just didn't, right? So we're stuck with what we're stuck with, and love it or hate it, it's here. So I was hoping that they weren't going to um, delete the Acolyte off of the platform like they had done some other shows recently. So let's see, where were we? Cross market insight and brand strategies. Okay, the show's let's see. The show's outstanding performance extends beyond the U.S. market, as it also demonstrates significant demand in countries such as Russia, the UK, and Canada. Understanding where the Acolyte resonates most across various geographies can inform targeted distribution and marketing efforts while giving insights into potential localization and adaptation strategies. Furthermore, knowing that the audience engages with similar titles like I think they meant Solo. That's probably a typo. Silo and The Mandalorian. So it's going to be Solo. And The Mandalorian suggests avenues for strategic partnerships and cross promotion, enhancing both reach and brand affinity. Let's see. Enhanced content valuation and future development. The ability to quantify the financial impact of the demand for the Acolyte can drive investments for future seasons or spin-off projects. Paired Analytics content valuation system allows studios to project probable audience interest and monetary value, ensuring the stakeholders recognize the economic validity of continued investments in the series, with the data illustrating a good financiability potential. Developing additional content related to the Acolyte could fulfill market demand while optimizing audience monetization strategies. As demonstrated with the Acolyte, utilizing demand analytics allows for well-rounded decision makings that drive content success. By integrating these insights into programming, distribution, and acquisition strategies, stakeholders in the entertainment industry can ensure that they are not only meeting current audience demands and also anticipating future opportunities in a highly competitive market. Right. So this whole thing talks about basically how the studios can use these kind of demographics to, instead of their own internal demographics, instead of Nielsen, which is kind of ancient, there's these third market strategies that go in and find out where the data points are that give the shareholders a better opportunity to paint the picture to potentially give us spin-offs or sequels to series, right? No, you're not supposed to read along. I can give you the link if you want to see it. And again, this is just one company doing one thing at one time. Does the Acolyte deserve more time? Maybe. What it's showing me is that behind the time, giving more time to this show has given people more time to enjoy it without the drama of when it comes out. For instance, the current drama with Snow White. This rebounded in a huge way. In fact, it wasn't even a rebound. This was a boomerang effect on Snow White, which is happening now. So initially, when we first got as much insight into the movie as possible, there were a lot of negative tweets, videos, thumbnails, articles, and so on and so forth. Granted, people put their foot in their mouth, but things happen, right? And then you get to, it dies down over several months. You still hear a little bit here, a little bit there, but it kind of dies down. And then the release of the movie comes out, and here we are, and everything has boomeranged back, and you're seeing the same thumbnails, and you're just seeing them in different places, and you're seeing the same articles. You're just seeing them in different places. This kind of stuff doesn't go away, but maybe with the oxygen not being sucked out of the room, maybe without all these voices yelling at everything you're doing, people can actually click on Disney Plus, see a Star Wars project, and not feel like they're going to get ambushed for watching it. And by the way, when you go into the Muggle world and ask them about these things, people actually enjoyed the show. Yes, there's always going to be things that we feel shouldn't be there. There's always going to be, quicksand. But those moments were so few and far between. I mean, my critiques on the show are very minimal as well. But ultimately, the show was really good. The artwork was really good. The set design was really good. We got a little bit of hints of some, Plagueis. We got a little bit of Sith energy. We saw some cool illustrations of some things we had seen before, but not like this. We got some really bitchin' lightsaber fights. We got some stuff from old books. There's just so much good stuff in there. Was the package perfect? No. Was the wrapping paper not great? Were there not hospital corners on all the edges and taped properly? Did they not bring a straight edge to fold the edges on the present? But the stuff on the inside was good, right? The packaging might have sucked, right? There might have been some voices in the air saying some stupid things. But ultimately the show was really good. Take all that aside. Go sit in a social media exempt space and the show was really really good. I mean, honestly, I still want that helmet. I'm not going to lie. I still really want that helmet. So yeah, I can't really understand why people are so angry. Um, I'm hyped. Aggressively relaxing says I'm hyped for the Wayseeker book. In the world where Boba climbs out of the pit 30 years later, I'm going to eat healthy and wait for more Acolyte and Resistance. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that these kind of analytics, these companies going and looking at stuff that's on all these platforms, I think it's a great way to show the shareholders, show the producers what kind of stuff they're looking for. I think they could also do themselves a service and find out the things that people didn't really like about this and that. Of course, I have my own point of view on these things. I'm a little more accepting than most, but ultimately, I feel like this show, again, I feel like the show did a really good job. Um, yeah, I mean, that's the kind of stuff I'm looking forward to seeing. I want more of this. I want more of this style of content. I want more of these characters, man. I can live without Osha and May. If they kill them off in the interim, I don't really care. We lose some characters, but ultimately, if I get to see some more of this Sith lore, if I get to see more of this Plagueis drama play out, right? If we can use this, if anything could come out of this, let's take Osha and May away immediately, right? First scene, next season of the series, boom, Plagueis kills them both. Done. Out of the picture. Checkmate. We're out. And then we move forward into, Plagueis and the Apprentice War, right? Get into some of that juicy stuff, right? There's so much opportunity there. There's so much good stuff. There's so many things they did well, right? Plagueis looked dope. Plagueis looked so dope. Plagueis looked so dope. So dope. So dope. So dope. Right? So they did some great stuff. Let's continue off of the great stuff we had some good footholds on. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. And let's get this story back up. Let's continue to use these characters. Let's let it progress us into a time of Palpatine Plagueis. That's what everybody's been yearning for. Let's find a young actor that can play a young Palpatine. Right? You've already got the artwork for Plagueis. It looked really good. Let's continue on that. But let's find us a young Palpatine and a couple young Palpatines, in my opinion. And let's make it a lot of fun along the way. Just something I wanted to put out there. So, anyway, it looks like the conversation was all about myself in this article and what we think, but that's okay. We're keeping it light tonight. I wanted to usher in a time where we're coming back. It's been a month of chaos. And this is one of the days I have to be here with you guys. So I don't want to be long-winded. I don't want to take up all of the time. I appreciate everybody who came and sat and enjoyed this with me. I hope this gets you excited for the potential that Acolyte could be making a comeback. I believe that if the producers and executives and stockholders look at this and the mouse really sits down and looks at the analytics, shows what they have in the bag, I think they should continue with this era of, and show us the downfall of the High Republic, man. Show us some of this stuff. So this is kind of where my mind is at, and I wanted to get back into streaming with you guys, not play games, not, only play games and only do this. This is a Star Wars channel. This is what we're supposed to be talking about. This is the stuff we're supposed to be doing. So while I'm here, I wanted to get back into Star Wars in a project I really enjoy. So I hope you guys can come back to the channel. No, we are gonna be doing some gaming. We are gonna be doing some other stuff. So I'm trying to get back into the Wednesday night with Matt Cave and Scotty. Scotty Hawks to do our gaming night, but unfortunately I haven't been able to get into that. So we're going to continue to try to boost that energy. But any night I can be here, I'm going to be here, and we're going to get back in. I've got a couple of theories that I'm running through my head right now that involve Vader in the suit, Vader in Empire Strikes Back, or Return of the Jedi. No, Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi. So I want to talk about something that was said between Vader and Luke in Return of the Jedi, and something that I kind of stumbled on today that I was very curious about, and I think that we could have a good time. So I'll probably make a video about that. Come back and check it out. But as always, I want to thank you guys for being here. Go check out that article. It's if you're looking for it, it is Parrot Analytics, and Google that in Star Wars, the Acolyte. You'll come right up to it. But yeah, I want to thank you guys as always. Do me a favor. Don't forget, spay and neuter your pets. Help control the pet population. As always, tell the people in your life today how you feel. Whether you love them, you love them, you hate them, you hate them, whatever you feel, get it out today, because you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. And it is a gift. That's why they call it the present. So everybody have a great night. Have a great week. Enjoy some fun. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for being here. Keep an eye out. We are back in it. And we are back to getting our Star Wars talk on. As always, thank you guys for being here.